certified as a NetWeaver consultant, SAP associate for the professional level. And there are 3 levels of certification. One is associate, the other one is professional, and the other one is expert. So the courseware is divided in such a fashion that if you want to opt for Basis module, they call it as EADMs.
EA?
DM. D as in dog and M as in Maharashtra. Okay, this is TABC over here because this is a basis street which SAP conducts. But then if you are applying from the certification perspective, you need to download TABM guides. I have them probably in new sessions. I'll be sharing them with you.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, but this is how the TABC guides are distributed across based upon Unix, Linux, and the Windows flavors.
Okay.
Okay. And these are the databases. For example, my Oracle database can be deployed onto my Unix applications server. Server running the operating system as Unix.
Okay.
And then Oracle can also be installed on Windows-based application servers. But then SQL Server only supports Windows. SQL Server cannot be deployed onto Unix and Linux. Okay. So based upon that, they have revised their particular courseware. And I'll get to the basics of what SAP is and SAP terminology and all. Okay. Alright. So let's have a look at the SAP products and the SAP framework. This is a pretty old slide, but I'll also cover the newer things which are covered over here. With an iPad, you might be already knowing these things, but then you just start off from the basics. And for that, I'll give you an introduction on, let's say. Okay. Okay, I'll give you a brief introduction on how the SAP framework is. Okay, we call it a 3-tier landscape.
Okay.
Okay. Now, the reason why we call it a 3-tier is because if you go to the history of internet, I mean, there are only two-tier applications, client-server applications, which we talk about, right? Maybe if you are from engineering background, you must have coded those programs called as Hello World. We used to send it from the client and then we used to code it from the server and then send the response from the server back. So those were two-tier applications which we used to sort of deal with in the 80s and 90s. But then afterwards, a lot of emphasis was laid upon the user experience. I mean, what does the user see? Now, right now, if you are accessing your Gmail and all, these are all two-tier applications coupled with the presentation layer. Because you can see what is there in your inbox, right? What items are there here. This is called a user experience. So this is where the presentation layer comes into the picture. Okay, one was your client layer, the other one is server layer, and then your presentation layer deals with an abstraction of, it sort of creates an abstraction between the client and the server level. Because all you see is the user interface.
Okay.
What is happening between the client and server is abstract.
Okay.
So presentation layer indirectly is communicating with the client layer and the server layer. Just say for instance, let's say this application contains a client and a server, but then we are not able to see how it is coordinating with those particular servers, right?
Yes.
This is where SAP comes into picture. I mean, it gives you a user interface, and it sort of deals with the database as well as the SAP layer, the client layer and the server layer. Okay. Now, you must have during your engineering days, sort of done some courses on Oracle or SQL, where you select star from table name where results are equal to so and so. Right? They are called as Oracle queries. Now, if you wanted to fetch a list of consultants who are probably working from Hyderabad and not working in Pune, then you must have devised a query saying select star from this particular application who are working in Hyderabad, not equal to Pune. Now, if you wanted to do it for 200 times, what would you have done? I mean, you would have fired 200 such queries, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, what SAP does is, instead of firing 200 such queries, it couples those queries into one particular thing, which is called as a transaction. Okay? And a transaction is an abstract way of maintaining a presentation layer so that it indirectly communicates with your client and your server. So whenever you fire any transaction in an SAP system, indirectly it is carrying out implicit operations in the background.
Okay.
Okay. So we go to the next slide. Probably it might have some details about it. Yeah. This is an R3 system. Why do we call it R3? Hello?
Hello? Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Why do we call it as an R3 system now? You tell me.
Three. So like 3 operating system supports?
No, that is not the reason why. There are only 3 types of operating systems from an architectural perspective. But then I said it is called as an R3 system because it contains client, server, and a presentation layer.
Oh.
Client plus server is equal to 2. The third component which was invoked into SAP was SAP presentation layer. That's why they call it as an
presentation layer.
Yes.
Okay. So in all modules, or is it only in the basis module this will be working?
In all modules.
In all modules will be R3.
Let me show you. Can you? Yeah.
Client, server, presentation layer.
Okay. So let's say my client. I install a client, which is a company. My client is based out of Hyderabad.
Okay.
Okay. My server is in the US. And my presentation I'm giving from Pune. Let's take an example of this particular application, Low meeting. You are located in Hyderabad, you're the client. The server is operating from the United States and the presentation I'm giving from Pune. Now, yeah. So this is a server. My SAP application would be installed on this particular server.
The US server. Yes.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay.
Client will install an SAP front-end software.
Front-end software.
Like
it will be in the it will be in the GUI mode. It's a command mode.
GUI mode.
Okay.
Okay. And presentation is where your particular front end will communicate with the SAP applications to give you a user interface.
Oh. So this is giving a presentation, is giving a user interface.
Yeah. Presentation layer is the only thing which you can see. These things are abstract.
Okay. So server and this client and this is the user interface. What we can see, it's called user interface. Okay. Got it. Okay.
No, I term it as user interface. SAP consultants refer to it as a presentation layer of simply GUI. Graphical user interface.
Okay.
And that is the name of the SAP front-end client. Let me show you how it looks like. Can you see this?
Okay, sure. SAP logo.
This is the front-end client used to sort of connect to the SAP systems.
Okay.
So when I click on it, I won't be able to see the server details.
Okay.
But when I click on change item, you can see there's an IP address assigned to it, there's a system identifier. Now these are the server details. But then, if you look at this, the server details are hidden from you. They are abstract.
Yes.
Because user has nothing to do with what server he's logging into.
Yeah, what's this no use of the server? Yeah.
He's only concerned with my transactions, and he wants a list of users who are probably working in Hyderabad but not in Pune.
Yeah.
This is how things work out in client server and a presentation layer. Now, what is it? The reason why I said is it's called as a presentation layer because it also contains most of the applications which are already built in. For example, if a company wants to design a payroll application, okay, they would hire your .NET developers, C# developers, Java developers, and then probably the project planning will begin. And in a year or so, they would have already deployed their own custom applications, ERP packages. But then in SAP, all these packages are readily created. They have been tested worldwide, and they can be further customized also. But then, based upon the product strategy that they have devised, most of the customers today opt for these particular, ERP packages. which consists of financial accounting, controlling.
Okay.
Coupled together, we call them as FICO.
Okay.
Fixed asset management, project systems, workflow. Workflow is like it sort of deals with a flowchart pattern.
Okay.
Designs your entire. Workflow. The name might sound a bit confusing. The rest of them are self-explanatory. That's why I'm trying to let you know what workflow is, because a lot of users get confused on SAP workflow.
Okay.
It deals with. So workflow is an application within an SAP environment wherein you are dealing with preliminary planning of how, let's say for instance, if you are purchasing a Pepsi can in Hyderabad, workflow, they'll design a flow chart initially. So, with let's say customer buys a particular Pepsi can. Pepsi can has a unique item number. The item number then goes into a database. So all these things will be pictorially represented into a flowchart pattern, and that pattern is fed to the SAP software, or rather it is designed in the SAP environment itself, such that SAP environment will automatically take care of these things in days to come.
Okay.
But it is sort of a skeletal layout of the SAP systems and processes.
Yeah. Okay.
Industry solutions are those solutions wherein SAP has clubbed a set of customers together. For example, in SAP, in IBM we have our own verticals, right? Industries.
Yes.
Let's say even if you are deployed for a project, they'll ask you what is the industry you belong to. You belong to healthcare, you belong to banking sector, or you belong to your airline or some other sectors. So SAP also divides these particular clients into different industries, and has sort of, as a part of its best practice delivery management, they have given certain options to customize their applications into industry-specific solutions. For example, you might be supporting a pharmaceutical customer.
Yes.
Or you might be supporting a banking customer right now. But then banking has its own particular processes, or SOPs as we call them, right?
Yeah.
So these industries, SAP has given an option to go for a standard framework, or you can also offer an industry-based framework which consists of best practices for that particular client. Okay.
Human process. Okay.
Maybe if you are having a notepad or something like that, you can make a note of it.
Yeah. Can I get this like slides?
I'll send it to you. Not a problem.
Okay.
That's not a problem. We also have HR, PM, and QM module. Human resource, plant maintenance, and quality management.
Quality management. Okay.
Plant
so it's all like, okay.
Yeah.
So means everywhere we are using the systems, right?
All of these form an integral part of the SAP system.
Okay.
These are the widely used modules. Okay. From the functional perspective, we deal with technical things. We maintain all these things. But then if you look at how people are designated into IBM, someone might say I'm from SAP Sales and Distribution. That means he only deals with this particular block.
Okay.
Someone might say I'm from the human resources. You know the HR are. But then HR who are using the SAP front end. Fall into this category.
Okay. So they have the different categories. Okay.
Yes. And there are different systems designed to support each of these particular applications, or there might be a single particular SAP system which comprises of all these applications.
Okay.
Depends upon how much you...
Okay. This all supports in the Basis, right?
Basis supports everything. I mean, if you're talking about right from installation to product maintenance, like we are maintaining all these things, and administration and support.
Okay. Okay.
But usually, if you want to go for implementations, they usually ask you questions on how convergent are you with the SAP architecture or something, because implementations are quite risky. Even people with around 3 years of experience usually don't get a chance to do it.
Okay.
Depends upon your company. I mean, especially in IBM, for it, they won't even allow you to implement.
Yeah. Presently, we are supporting for not this type of. We are supporting for Lenovo. So it's a different product.
Exactly. But it must have already been implemented by some other team.
Yes, they are having that.
Exactly.
Yes.
So in IBM, we have a dedicated team who does the implementations.
Yes, right.
Unless your team has that capability and confidence.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what I was saying is that it depends upon the workload of your current client which you are facing. I mean, if the client has around 1,000 users, he would probably bifurcate these three modules and these three modules to a different system. He might have a separate HR system.
Okay.
Correct. And if there are, let's say,
Depends on the users. Okay.
Yeah, it depends upon the user count and your server capacity of the server.
Okay.
If I have a server which has only around 400 GB of hard disk and around 4 GB of RAM, then probably you won't be able to go ahead with all these components clubbed. You need to make a choice. It's like इतना पैसा में इतना ही मिलेगा ऐसा. Then of course they get it. So, and one more thing I wanted to tell you, the preliminary requirements to set up an SAP system is that the system should be certified by SAP.
Okay.
Okay, and it should at least have 4 GB of RAM and sufficient hard disk to accommodate the SAP software, as well as when the software gets deployed onto your computer. You must have sufficient space available on your computer as well.
Okay.
And there is
Okay. 4 gig RAM, right?
No, I mean, what kind of RAM?
No. How much GB RAM? 4 gig, right?
Yeah, minimum 4 gig RAM. SAP recommends you to have 4 gig of 4 GB.
Okay.
4 GB.
Okay.
And you should have sufficient hard disk space, at least around 80 GB. And these days, even SAP software, I mean, space is not a concern with clients these days, because whichever client is implementing SAP is already a Fortune 500 client.
Oh, okay.
Now, SAP was designed for such clients that were Fortune 500 clients.
Okay.
But then SAP also launched its products for SMB, small and medium business enterprises.
Oh, okay.
So today, even small scale customers are opting for SAP, and that is the reason why it has become a hot skill in the market.
Yeah, that's the main. Small companies also they are using this SAP.
Exactly. So everyone is sort of deploying SAP applications primarily because of its scope, because it is highly process oriented, and as you can see, all major modules are supported into one system.
Yeah.
So if I had a .NET developer developing each of these modules, it would have taken at least 5 years to customize my entire landscape.
Yes.
But then all these things are readily available and can be implemented within months. So your project goes live within a fraction of a second and also at a very reduced rate. And these days, with the advent of newer technologies which SAP has done, all these criteria will migrate onto the cloud environment. They have reduced it to a very, very huge margin. The project goes live within months. All these things need to be tested and configured, which are at least takes around 3 to 4 months. At least it might extend up to 1 year also.
Okay.
But then the systems are already standing, users start using them. And then you also have a feature to sort of choose whichever modules you are using based out of
this. Yes, it's clear.
Okay. Now this is the tier architecture I was talking about, the 3-tier computer hierarchy. Okay. I have my database layer, I have my application layer, then I have a presentation layer. Okay, and the database, I mean, it's already self-explanatory. So if you read it, and I would explain
access to data.
Okay. Application deals with IO activity.
Yeah, yes.
Your input from your database is taken and given to the presentation layer.
Yeah.
So your application layer acts as an agent in between database and presentation layer.
And sending to the presentation.
Okay, and this is where your SAP software is installed.
In the application layer, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Database plus application together comprise of the SAP system.
Okay.
So you can install database and application onto one single host, I mean one single server, or then you can install a database on another server and application on another server.
Maybe
and the presentation is...
Yeah, okay, I got it. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And your presentation is already on a separate server.
Yes. Right.
That is why they call it as a three-tier architecture.
Three-tier. Okay.
Because it is giving you the feature to install 3 different applications in 3 different servers.
Okay.
Earlier this was not the case. They used to call it as an R2 system. Then your R2, yeah. Client server.
R2.
Yeah.
Okay.
User had only one particular interface and it's log into the database or SAP software. Database and application used to be on the single host.
Okay.
Okay, but then SAP came up with a distributed system, an environment where your database is on a different server and your application is on a different server is called a distributed system. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay. This is explaining the same thing. I have a central system. Okay. And in my 2-tier system, you see presentation and application on one particular thing, and the database is completely different. 3-tier, everything is independent.
Okay. And multi-layer?
Multi-layer corporations as well, you are having more than one presentation layer on one server.
Okay.
And announcement of the 3-tier.
Okay, mostly we are using the 2-tier, right?
No, we are giving the 3-tier. SAP does not support the 2-tier architecture anymore.
Okay, we are using 3-tier.
We can opt for a 2-tier architecture implicitly, but the architecture itself confines itself to, state that it's a 3-tier architecture.
Okay.
Yeah. Got it?
Okay. Yeah, okay, got it. Yes.
So if you install SAP system on this particular server, you can also install your presentation layer on this server. That will give you rise to a 2-tier architecture.
Yes.
But most of the time, this is not the case because you are sitting in Hyderabad, right? Yeah. But then nobody in Hyderabad will give you SAP system software configured at such a low price. That is why you opt for hardware which are in based out of the US. Or probably any other location. I'm just giving an example.
Okay, no issue. Yeah, got it.
Okay? That's the thing. And let's have a look at what are the prerequisites for an SAP application architecture. SAP supports, as I said, Unix-based system. The vendors which you see below are the vendors which provide Unix-based operating systems.
Yeah. Okay.
And when I say IBM falls under Unix, that means it is giving you AIX as a platform.
Okay.
IBM has AIX as its Unix-based flavor or Linux-based flavor. HP deals with Unix.
Yeah.
And then hardware is a provider. Like these are the hardware vendors, these are the operating system vendors. Database vendors, and of course these are the formats. You need not go to whatever is written over here. Formats are not absolutely necessary, but then you must be conversant with all these things.
Okay, sure.
SAP is designed by C and C++ and Java. Java is not written over here.
Okay.
And SAP itself has its own programming language called as ABAP.
ABAP. Okay. So it's have its own language called ABAP, and it is designed in C, C++, and Java.
Exactly.
Okay.
Java is used for portal-based applications. Whatever applications are there in the portal. I mean, in days to come, I will be talking about what portal is and what are the applications of the portal. And your ABAP is a programming language for SAP.
Okay.
If you're building SAP form, ABAP is a programming language, but you cannot deploy applications like SAP using ABAP. All your SAP forms and whatever coding happens within SAP is handled by ABAP.
Oh, okay. But it's also one module, right, in SAP?
It's also a module, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Okay. And these are the operating systems, these are the platforms. Let's say if you have a Mac-based PC, then your front-end software is designed for all these particular operating systems. I mean, this is a pretty old slide. Then these days, almost every Windows platform is compatible with SAP.
Yeah.
Okay, and apart from databases, you'll see there are Adavas, Oracle, MS SQL. We have 3 to 4 more databases available. One of them is Informatica. The other one is SAP HANA itself is a database these days.
Yeah, it's now it's a new, right? HANA?
Yeah. HANA is an in-memory database.
Yeah.
Then we have DB2, IBM provided DB2. We have MaxDB, which is provided by SAP. And SAP has taken over Sybase. So even Sybase is a database platform available.
Mm-hmm.
And this was system SQL.
So got so many databases.
I think
Mostly
almost all databases in the market.
Which database will be using?
That depends upon clients. I mean, I have seen clients who most of them opt for Oracle SQL Server or Sybase and DB2.
Oh, DB2. Okay.
Okay, but I have hardly seen anyone using AWS or Informix or other databases.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's good if you start studying for Oracle SQL Server or DB2. But eventually these things will come to you when, as you practice and as you will give you opportunities to improve yourself.
Okay.
Like when we started our career, I was only conversant with SQL Server.
Mm-hmm.
But slowly, as and when time progressed, we had opportunities to work on Oracle, and I had opportunities to work on DB2 as well. Being said, I also had my hands on SAP HANA.
Okay.
So it's like you need not master all of them. Based upon your client, start with the basics first, and then because there's hardly any programming involved over here. So it's not a hectic job. But all you have to do is you will have to be well versed with the database technologies as well as the SAP basics.
Okay.
Okay. And that's it. I mean, the slide is pretty much self-explanatory over here. Technical architecture overview, pre-plan object navigation, and technical configurations here. So what happens is, why customers are opting for SAP systems these days is because the configuration of an SAP system is flexible. Like I said, if you opted for a developer who was sort of into developing an application for a plan into HR module. Now, if you wanted to integrate that with a separate team, for example, IBM gets a Java-based project to come up with an HR application. Accenture gets another project to come up with your finance-based application. Okay, now if these two companies start talking to each other, or how are they going to integrate this particular two different software, then it creates problems, right? Because first of all, IBM uses a different standard of programming. Cognizant or Accenture might use different standards of programming.
Yeah.
And when it comes to interfacing both of them, one of my code must be written in Java, Cognizant must have written it in C#. So although our runtime, .NET framework and all those frameworks, Java-based framework allow interoperability, but then configuration and maintaining these things become very risky. Okay, this is where SAP comes in handy because everything is a part of an SAP system itself. You've seen Oracle being a part of SAP, you've seen most of the applications being part of SAP.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So most of the database is also part of SAP these days. So SAP has a global framework that is what makes it unique. And then for every bug, there's definitely a documentation available on the market.
Yeah.
Developers usually 60% of their time scratch their heads in getting the program to run, and as soon as they find bugs, the entire project will flop.
Yes.
Okay, but then SAP, everything is tried and tested, and even if you get issues within deploying an SAP application, SAP is always there to support you. Right? You're from a network background, right?
Yeah.
In the network team.
Yeah.
So let's say Cisco comes up with a product, and probably you're handling a customer like Microsoft. You're dealing with your Cisco-based routers supporting Microsoft. Now, if Microsoft comes with some application development issue, Cisco is not going to interfere into it. Unless it's a flaw with your Cisco product.
Yes.
There's a flaw with your routers. Cisco won't intervene into these things, right?
Yes.
But then SAP does interfere with these things also. SAP provides support for this. SAP gives you SAP charges you with a license fee as a part of it. It also gives you support which is free of cost. Once you pay for those licenses for 5 years. Okay, SAP gives you free support for 5 years. After 5 years, it charges you for 1 year and then 2 years with a reduced fee. It is part of the 512 or 513 life cycle.
Okay.
Okay. So that is why SAP, a lot of customers are opting for SAP these days, mainly because it is providing consulting at a free of cost. And at the same time, it is highly flexible and interoperable and platform independent.
Okay.
Alright?
Okay.
So this is sort of an introduction to how technically SAP is placed out. But then I will be covering few of the other modules as well. I mean, where do we stand into Basis and all. But then we come across a question of, let's say, SAP is giving support free of cost, right? Then why are customers opting for Basis consultants?
Okay.
Well, SAP is already providing this support. Whatever Basis consultant does, SAP already gives it. But then after 5 years or 6 years, SAP charges customers. And then once you send a particular bug to SAP, the response time from SAP is drastically, it's absurd. SAP will respond to you based upon your priority and based upon how much license it is to you. Right? What sort of premium customer you are? Because these days, as I said, even mid-segment customers are also opting for SAP.
Okay.
And you know how Indian domestic clients are.
Yes.
They try to sort of purchase one license and they want SAP to work for their entire life. This is not possible.
Yeah.
Okay, so वसूल करने की कोशिश करते हैं पूरा पैसा वसूल एक रुपए में उनको 100 रुपए का चीज चाहिए. That is not possible.
Yes, I understand.
That is why SAP has sort of invoked a license fee, which is quite high as compared to the other products. But then SAP is giving you that quality.
Yes.
And assurance also, because SAP has been tried and tested worldwide, as I said. A lot of customers already onto it, and whichever flaws are being recorded, they are easily documented and they have the best practice standards also.
Okay.
So in days to come, we will probably going on what middleware is. These are all SAP training manuals which I had. When I undertake training, I give training, I usually use these manuals. Sometimes SAP consultants give these particular handouts. I'll be sharing them once you have conversations with them, and I will also be sharing you some certification-based documents. Probably both to them. And I think there's too much of stuff over here to start off with.
Okay, it's no issue about that. And I'm very clear with that. Okay, you also okay, I'm okay with that. And how about the timings?
So the thing is, I have to work in the company also. They have sort of managed time because they said that there was something huge plans. So it's supposed to be for some time. I'm leading a team, as I said, and someone else is working for me. But then I'm comfortable at late night. Yeah, you tell me what are your preferences.
Late nights, mostly I'll be free. This time I'll be okay. Because, I'm okay with this time. If around maybe after.
What are your shift timings?
Yeah, my shift is I'm going at morning at 5 o'clock. I'll be back after 2 o'clock. No, but still I will be in the office, I have some work. If I want to do work, I'll do up to 5. But most probably I'll be back house at 6:30 in Malaysia time. So,
what time is over there now?
Sorry?
What is the time? What is the time in
What's
Malaysia?
the time now? 9:30 now.
It's 9:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's say if what time you sleep?
It's around 10:30 is okay for me.
10:30.
Yeah.
So if I start at 7 p.m. every day, you will be comfortable. The thing is, I cannot sort of take these sessions from IBM premises.
Okay. So weekly you can take me, maybe 2 days.
So are you free on Saturdays and Sundays?
Yeah, sure. I'll be free. There's no I'm mostly.
So how about if I take your sessions on Saturdays and Sundays for around 4 hours?
Okay. If you take me, I hope so. If you take me weekly, sorry, maybe in any Monday to Friday, you can take 2 days, and Saturday maybe you can take 1 day for me.
And Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday is also no problem. You can take for me, no issue.
So how about if we only manage it on Saturdays and Sundays, and as and when I find free time, I'll give you a call. 9:30 to 10:30, you're always free, right?
Yeah, I'm free. I'm free. No issue.
All right. So probably we could have a session between 9:30 and 10:30 once or twice during the weekend, as per my availability. And on weekends, even I am free.
Yeah, that's okay. Let me. I need to inform you. The most priority is for me. I don't want to delay the classes. If this week you have teach me and next week there is no class, I don't want that. I want to complete this.
No, because the thing is, one hour every day is not going to be sufficient.
Yeah.
Now, if I give you a hands-on session today for 1 hour, I'm going to finish up in 1 hour itself. So you won't be able to practice after 1 hour.
Yeah, I understand.
Got my point. Yeah. What I'm talking about is, if you're at least studying 4 to 5 hours, I mean, I'm telling you for your benefit. I mean, I can wind it up within 5 days also. But
no, it's not about. It's not about that. It's not completely of that. I'm looking. I need the more practicals and
So that's the reason why I'm saying at least try to spend some time on Saturdays and Sundays, probably 4 hours or 5 hours each. So you also have a hands-on session over there.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not sure whether these guys have a server hosted out there. But then if they don't, then we will probably work things out and you will deploy your own server.
Okay, no problem. I can go ahead on Saturdays and no issue with that.
Okay. And what I wanted to ask you was, what is your laptop configuration you are having at the moment?
I have 2 laptops right now, but I don't know. I'm using my one is a basic one, but I can upgrade this one if I want. But I'm using my office.
Not needed. Do you have at least 3 GB of RAM on any of your laptops?
Yeah, in my office laptop I have 4 GB RAM, I think.
Okay, then are you allowed to install software on your office laptop?
Yeah, no issue. I can access everything from that.
Alright, so do one thing, install VMware on your office laptop. Let's see if I get Windows-based jumps for SAP software. In case if these guys don't have their own hosting servers, then probably we'll go ahead deploying our own SAP application. Okay? So that even you can try your hands on whenever I'm not there.
Yeah, sure.
The thing is, I'm supporting around 6 customers at the moment. Sometimes I don't get enough sleep also.
Okay.
So surely I'll not be with IBM in the month of August. Within a month.
Oh, you're leaving IBM. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
So let's see how things work out.
Okay, no problem on that. You just okay. We can start by this week. Is okay for you? If I this week is okay for you?
Okay. This week, I mean, let's do one thing. Let's I'll give you a call back. Okay, give me your number.
Yeah, okay, sure.
I'm free. I'll give you a call back and then
add me into my Skype.
Okay.
Can I put here? Okay, my Skype is okay. Let me put here. Okay.
This particular ID.
Can you just put here to me so that I can note down? Okay. This is the one?
Yeah, this is my email ID. You can send your Skype ID.
Okay. Copy this to my notepad. Okay, so I will be sending my contact details and my Skype ID to this. So let's see whether I can contact you and let's see how it goes for us.
Okay, and what is your, do you have a concept of GRSS over there?
No, I think so, no. Let me check on that.
Because let me warn you that there are times wherein I have seen consultants from other backgrounds sort of come into SAP, but then their JRSS is not changed.
Oh, okay.
Like USB from a networking JRSS at the moment.
Yeah.
So when you move on into SAP software, your JRSS needs to be changed. You might get opportunities to work into SAP projects in IBM. And then it's better if your JRSS also gets changed. So sort of these things first, okay?
Okay.
But there are people who are already working under me, and then they were not from SAP Taiwan. Some of their JRSS was not changed. Although I'm allowing them to work into SAP, but then the people manager does not approve their promotions.
Okay.
Because the feedback should come from the manager who's probably from the GRSS, the same GRSS that you're working into. Okay.
Yeah, it's just I want to know. I'm actually working on Windows. So if I learn this, like when I went for interviews or something, it is related or it's not related to my job,
I mean, it depends upon what all activities you're doing on Windows. Okay, think of SAP as an MS Word software installed in Windows.
Okay. Yeah. If I go once I've done this, if I go for support site for the SAP, so how it will be there? It will be good or
If you're planning to switch, let me know. I'll train you accordingly. Okay.
Okay, no issue.
But then you would have to show a demonstration experience of 3 years that you are into SAP.
Okay.
Not my point.
Actually, what is yeah? In IBM itself, they are taking, but they are not taking IBM. They are putting into the shell. Actually, the shell got a project, so it's not that they have the project. So the IBM taking and they are putting into the shell project. So it's not about IBM. So I'm actually looking for the future also for this.
No, but my suggestion is once you start with IBM, since I am already working in IBM, I know what things are happening in IBM.
Yeah.
Talk to your people manager first.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're looking out. You have career guides, you have people managers to guide you here. So you look for opportunities wherein your JRSS will get changed. Now, right now you're in Malaysia. If there's no concept of JRSS in Malaysia, then probably you're doing absolutely good. I mean, switching into Basis would be a good term for you.
Yeah, actually, right. We are not permanent here. We're just in the contract base. Last
when does the contract end?
Still got to I think December.
December. So we have got a lot of time. Meanwhile, even you can work on 1 or 2 projects also.
Yeah. So that's my aim, and still I'm looking for the future. So here in the Windows is very difficult to find the opportunities, but in SAP is very nice.
Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's be in touch with each other, and probably as and when things progress, you let me know what is your availability during weekends, and I'll let you know my availability, and then we'll proceed.
Yeah,
okay?
sure. No problem.
Meantime, if there are any opportunities in India, I'll let you know.
No problem. Thanks very much.
Because sometimes what happens is on weekends I have to take interviews of candidates.
Okay.
So that at least takes around 6 to 7 hours. So probably by 3 p.m. my time I get free.
Okay, no issue about Saturday, Sunday is no problem. You can take me any time.
Okay. All right then.